Okay, it's the COVID countdown. I probably shouldn't be singing. I have asked George to rewrite the lyrics and record me an awesome rock tune, so we'll see if he gets it done. But I am here, Malinda McHenry, aka Aesthetic Professor, and I'm here with Susan Voss with the Salon Spa Connection. And our
Hello.
hello, and our guest today is Bill Harding. And Bill, tell us a little bit about you, where you are, and what you do, and where you're working or not working now, and share with us because we're into this now. A few days into this, we're getting into this. So, how are you handling COVID-19 lockdown?
Well, I'm doing great, and thanks for having me, Malinda. And thank you, Susan, for hosting this event. And just a little brief background of where I come from. I'm a three-time salon owner. I have been independent for about 35 years. What we're talking about today is client loyalty in tough times. And one of the things I know for sure during the tough times is that things change. Sometimes the fear of what we don't know is the scariest part, but I have to tell you that this is, it sounds like we're going into a recession, and I have to tell you that this is my sixth one I've been through.
Oh, wow.
Each time you go through a recession or a time when business gets weird, you can come out stronger. That's probably the most important part to keep in mind, is that you can't get caught up in the fear, because sometimes that leads you down a rabbit hole. And so what we're going through right now are unprecedented times. We don't know how it's going to come out at the end. The one thing I know for sure is that people are going to continue doing services. And so what people shouldn't be fearful of is to whether you're going to lose most of your client base. That's not going to happen. Most people are going to stay with you. You're going to lose some people, but that's just the course of things.
Bill, what do you think loyalty means during these times?
Loyalty, people come to you, they patronize you because you have similar values and you provide a service that exceeds what they're expecting to pay for. Mm-hmm. And so I think that some of your loyalist clients will stay with you. But I've seen other times where people, for whatever reason, there's lots of reasons why people make a decision to leave. They're like Malinda said, that sometimes people are cash strapped. Other times it's just a good excuse for people to leave you. But you don't have to let that set you back, because there's still the same amount of people out there having services done.
Exactly. So how do you reset yourself during this time of uncertainty? I know it's hard because you're not on a schedule anymore. I'm a schedule-oriented person. I know you are as well. You like to work. And so how are you resetting yourself at this point?
Well, besides thinking about cutting my dog's hair,
do you want some old mannequins' heads to play with, dog?
I've been asking some people. I need old mannequins. I don't know. Yes, please send them quick. But I think probably the main thing is this time is for people not to let fear lead them down a rabbit hole, because it's a time to reset. And we got to remember this shutdown that we're experiencing right now is really a 30-day shutdown. And that really works out to someone who works 4 days a week is basically 16 days of lost income. Mm-hmm. And so we can't look at it as a big picture of loss in our lives. We have to look at it as a time to kind of reset, rebrand, and reinvent ourselves. Mm-hmm. And what I mean by resetting, that's, take the time, breathe, go work out, get outside, and just relax. Do some of the things that you haven't had the time to do, and appreciate the time that we have right now, because we're typically all fairly busy-minded people. And so,
and don't you find too, Bill, with our industry in particular, dominantly extroverted. Now I know, Susan, as a rule, you're an introverted person, and I'm obviously one of those people who's very extroverted. But don't you think it this is kind of a wake up call for everybody to just kind of settle down and calm down, and the distancing thing I think is actually good. I hope more people actually take the time to unplug. Are you taking that time to unplug?
I'm definitely taking the time to unplug at this point, because one of the things that affects all of us is that we get kind of peopled out. And there's so many times that you would love to have a month off or 2 months just to kind of get regrouped. And if you do have that time off, you go into panic mode after about 2 weeks, because we're used to being around the public. We're used to being the center of attention when we're with our clients. And so the resetting is part of that. And so people don't be fearful of it. Embrace it. Go outside, take a big, deep breath, relax. We're going to be some very busy people when we get back to work. And I think everybody's going to be fine.
I think so too. So I'm gonna let you take the reins, Susan.
Bill is so good about connecting with nature and appreciating the beauty and all the good things in life. Bill, what's a typical day look like for you right now?
Oh gosh, I'm getting lots of gardening in. I make sure that I stretch out, because one of the things I've done really in order for me to become a complete person is that I'm an introvert as well. I love spending a lot of time by myself, and I'm a gardener, and I love to walk every day. I probably walk anywhere from 5 to 7 miles a day, 365 days a year. I try to keep my mind right, because when we're caught up in our work world, we can't tend to think straight because we're too busy in go mode. You'll come up with the greatest ideas while you're not at work. And so my ideas really come from being outside and taking on nature and feeling what Mother Nature has to give to us. Because there's lots of gifts out there if we're just willing to listen to the birds.
That's
I'm the
true.
same way. Yeah, recharging for me is getting into nature and kind of getting away from the everyday grind. And so for me, the 30 days for me is a gift. Is it ideal? No. But I feel like it's a great opportunity to do things like we're doing today, and to really talk to people and find out where their head's at, and getting different ideas on how everybody's coping.
Bill, what are some of your plans for when you're coming back out of this? Do you have some things in the work that you're excited to do when you get back to the grind?
Well, I think for myself, I know that we're probably going to have to work harder at our job. We've gone through a really excellent period of the economy. And one thing I know for sure, and it's just all of us have been in business in some sort, and one constant about business is that it always changes. So what we're experiencing right now is just the change. And like I said, we're going to have to work harder to creating value for our clients that just exceeds maybe where we were before. And again, that's just looking backwards at where we were and then looking forward as to where we're going to go. And I think coming out of this, it really puts a lot of emphasis that we've got to be well-rounded in our industry. Mm-hmm. We spend 50% of our time doing the technical skills, and we should spend the 50% on our business skills. So this is going to be a time to reevaluate what your business skills are like, and realize that it's maybe not going to be as easy as it has been for the last 10 years. So that's part of where the rebranding comes in, and just taking a look internally at where you are and where you want to be. Because like I said, this is, we've gone 5 for 5 in recessions, and I've survived every one, even at all different price levels. And there's no reason why you can't be successful at the end of this coming out of it. And there's a strategy for everything. So that's the main thing, is to think about what your strategies are like. Depend on salon owners to go and rebill your clients. I think this is going to be a perfect time for us to kind of reevaluate where we are with our business and go out ourselves. Again, we're going to have to work a little bit harder on getting clients and maintaining clients and keeping that customer loyalty where it's supposed to be.
Mm-hmm. Agreed. Bill, what would you say to someone, you're really good about derailing conversation that goes left and gets into negative stuff and gets clients talking about things that are unpleasant. And I would think that there'd be a lot of that coming up, once we do get back behind the chair. What would you say to stylists who want to sit there and kind of, whine and bitch about the last 30 days? You know, what kind of conversations would you think that would lend itself to positivity?
Yeah, that's a great question, Susan. I think under every circumstance, and it's really, really important to stay on the positive side. I think in every situation you're in, we've all got kid problems, and we all have business issues, and we all have spousal issues. And so really, I think at this point, everybody needs to stay positive. And most importantly, stay positive for your owners. There's some owners that are doing fantastic things with how they're regarding their employees. And I'm really proud of how our people are stepping up, especially the owner side of it, and letting everybody know that they're going to be fine. And again, we're just going to have to work a little bit harder to garner up the business. The business is out there. We're just going to have to reinvent a little bit.
Exactly, kind of adjust to people's budgets. That's going to be a learning curve, I think, for everybody, is that where are people going to be financially? Not in the same spot, certainly, but
I think too, if you're having bad conversation, I have through the years of 4 decades being in the industry become an expert on derailing bad conversation. And I think we're going to have to get really good at kind of derailing it and stay on the positive. That's for sure. That's for sure. Nobody wants to hear about negative stuff going on, because each and every one of us have negative things that are going to be a result of this COVID outbreak. So
I couldn't agree more. I think and they're coming to us for positivity anyway. And so, to uplift. And I think that's a great way to go back into getting back into work and thinking about keeping things as positive as possible. And, of course, people want to complain. Let them do that for about 5 minutes.
And then say, isn't it great it's over? Isn't it just great that
That's
it's
right.
over? And you're here today and you didn't die, and neither did I.
We'll be very busy when we get back. And so
We will be.
one thing I look forward to is the next Salon Spa Connection Zoom. Thank you, Susan.
Oh, you're
Thank
so
you,
welcome.
Malinda, for doing this.
You're
Thank you.
welcome. Good to see you, Bill.
It is good to see you. So in closing, just so we know, as everybody knows, and I'm going to say it every time, that Susan is doing a fundraising on her Salon Spa Connection. We are looking for donations for our stylists and estheticians, massage therapists, nail technicians in need. There are some of those that, for no fault of their own, do live hand to mouth and paycheck to paycheck as they're growing their business or working for another. And we want to be mindful of them. And so we are reaching out to you to donate money, gift cards, clothing. Even a utilities payment for someone would be a generous gift. Groceries, whatever you can do. Our suppliers, our state suppliers, even beauty supplies, so you can stay open. I mean, how many of you have tons of color in reserve and somebody can't even afford to buy another tube of color to do another client? So whatever you guys can donate, and so you'll go to. So tell us the link to go to, Susan, so people know where to donate.
You can see it on our homepage. Any of our social media, you can go to links from there on Instagram or from Facebook. Also, so on our homepage, it says coronavirus assistance, and that is a dual page. You can either sign up there for assistance, or you can donate. And there's 2 ways to donate. You can donate directly through us, or you can do a GoFundMe. So if you have items, or if you don't want to go through the GoFundMe, then that's a great, good option to go through Salon Spa Connection. But all of the people who need help, that's a private thing. Nobody's going to know but me. I'm not going to tell anybody. We'll just make sure that you get the help that you need. So encourage your donors, anybody you're connected to, anybody that can donate, whether it's corporations or maybe someone who has a little extra. We've got a lot of need here in our industry. I was just talking to a lady the other day who she's a stylist and her husband's a barber, and she's just coming off of maternity leave.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
So that's kind of a trifecta of need right there. They're gonna, planning on going back this week. So, I mean, there's another 4 weeks that both of them don't have income. And I know maternity leave was hard too. So she's not the only one. There's a lot of people in those situations. And so, you
There
know,
are.
I know the government's trying to help. Is it going to be enough? I hope so, but it would help to have a little bit extra. So
It does.
anybody you know that needs help or that can give help, please send them to www.salonspaconnection.com on our homepage under coronavirus assistance.
Exactly.
Right.
And you'll find this meeting, we'll have links in all of the groups and on Susan's page, and it will be on the Aesthetic Professor channel on YouTube. So, and that's Aesthetic EST, not ASE. Everybody asks the difference, and I'll tell you, but not at this time. All right. So,
Thank you, Bill.
thank you guys for joining
you,
us,
guys.
and we'll see you again tomorrow with some more COVID countdown updates from the lockdown to see how people are faring, and hopefully this inspired you. And we look forward to talking to you guys tomorrow. Bye.
Bye.